Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron HD. So yeah, this is going to be a great time. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Ron HD, and today we watched John Wick Chapter 4. See the poster right there? This is obviously the fourth installment in the John Wick franchise. And obviously starring Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Lance Reddick, rest in peace. And it's just a great action film, definitely a very good addition to the franchise, and just amazing action, which is John Wick is known for, the amazing action, and this movie definitely has that. Every fight scene was unique from the last. I had my attention was grabbed from the very beginning, and there was only one problem that kind of knocked down, which I'll get into later. So guys, I'll tell you why I like this movie and more back at the house.
I want you to find your peace. But a good death only comes after a good life. You and I left a good life behind a long time ago, my friend.
Let's go together.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ticket Tuesday. I'm your host, Tim HD, and this time, what we watched was John Wick Chapter 4, the fourth installment in the John Wick franchise, starring Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane, and Lance Reddick. And Donnie Yen. Think that's the most I can remember. But this movie was good. I only had one problem. I'm not going to get into details with my big problem with the movie and why I kind of bumped it down a bit. But all in all, I enjoyed the film immensely, and I think this film might have had the best action in the franchise, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. Probably. I think it had the best action in the movie. It was great. It was enjoyable all the way through. Like, even though it was a near 3-hour movie, it did not feel like it was nearly 3 hours. And that's the problem I had with Shazam 2, is that it felt like it was 5 hours. But yeah, this movie just flew by. The action was great. And even though we were in, like, the maximum XD theater, we were in, like, the big theater, I'm still gonna complain about this. The mixing in Shazam 2 was so awful that I didn't go like this one time in the XD theater when there was big action going on. What the fuck was going on in the mixing room with that movie? Whatever. I'm getting off track. But film I think it was a great continuation of the John Wick saga. It made a lot of sense. I just think that there were some things that I wish could have been more. I love the Bowery King. I love Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King. And I wish we could have seen the Bowery King a little bit more. You know? Wish we could have seen him a little bit more. But I guess it's fine. He wasn't really, like, super into... he kind of was. He was pretty integral to the story. I mean, he saved John, and he, like, nourished him back to health. He, like, helped him stay in shape and train for when he was going to need to fight again. So technically, the Bowery King is very important. He's just, like, not in the movie that much. Which kind of sucks, because I like him. But also, Winston, great character. I love Winston. And obviously Lance Reddick. Rest in peace, Lance Reddick. He passed away, I think, like maybe a week or two ago. And it's very sad. Rest in peace. I like Lance Reddick. So, yeah. Anyway. I think Keanu Reeves is just great as John Wick. And he was made for the role. Like, nobody else could play John Wick other than Keanu. And he just kind of also just helped support that. Not even support that. He just continued to prove why he's perfect for the role. And that he's literally John Wick. Like, I think the example of a good actor in a movie, like in a good casting choice, is when you watch a movie and you see an actor playing a character. They're so good at playing them, you don't see the actor when you see them on screen. You see the character, you know? I think that's a little common, a little cliche, but it's true. For a good character to be a good character, you don't want to see the actor or hear the actor when you see or hear the character. You want to see the character. I don't know. I think that's obvious, but still. Yeah. John Wick Chapter 4, amazing installment, and it's I'm gonna get into some of the best action sequences in the movie. There was a sequence with Donnie Yen and Keanu, their first fight in the movie. I really liked how, like, everything leading up to Donnie Yen and John Wick's fight, Donnie Yen and Keanu's fight was, Keanu was just like, or John was just fucking mowing down everybody before he got to Donnie Yen, like, fucking killing all these armored soldiers and murdering all these guys, and he just kind of, like, breezed through him like it was nothing. But Donnie Yen was actually a challenge. He was more of, like, an equal for Wick, even though he was blind. And it was, like, a great, I think, like, I liked the part in the fight where they were shooting at each other, and Donnie Yen shot at Wick, and, like, Wick, like, was, like, laying on the ground, but he was, like, trying to breathe really quietly, and he didn't try to move, because he tried to trick Donnie into thinking that he was dead, right, because he's blind. But then he, like, tried to grab a gun, and he, like, moved the glass, and then Donnie Yen heard it, and they kept fighting. But I think a lot of the sequences in this film are great, but also I think to make a good action scene, I gotta have, like, a motive, a good understandable motive for why not maybe, like, an understandable motive for why the character is fighting. You know, like, a good, compelling motive. Like, Donnie Yen is fighting John Wick in that scene, not just because he was hired to, but because he wants to protect his daughter, and John Wick is doing that because he wants to be free, you know, he's like, and also, I think the thing that I like about Donnie Yen and John Wick's relationship is that, like, they were friends before this, and you can really tell, like, with how they talk to each other. It's actually, like, I really like the interactions between Donnie Yen and John Wick in this movie. I don't know. I really like their interactions, and I think that Donnie Yen and Keanu Reeves had a lot of chemistry. I think they had really great chemistry on screen, and they really play their characters to a T, like I said earlier. But I think another probably one of the best action sequences I've ever seen in a movie is this. I don't believe this scene is actually this long, but it's like a fucking 7-minute long sequence where Wick, it's got like a top-down perspective too, and it looks fucking great. And he's like just walking through these rooms individually and just blasting dudes with like fucking dragon breath rounds, which are basically firework rounds, like firework shotgun shells, and they look fucking great. Just blasting like person after person into smithereens, and it's great. And there's a part where he like shoots a guy, he gets set on fire, he like runs out of the room, and then he like walks into another room, kills a guy, and the guy walks over and he's still on fire screaming, and it's fucking great. And then like John Wick kills him, because you know, in an action movie, you can't have an action movie without a man on fire. It's principle. But yeah, then there's the final duel of the movie, which I think is very suspenseful and very good. And now, I'm not going to spoil the ending of the movie, okay? I think it'd be better for you to go out and watch it for yourself. But personally, I did not like the way they executed it. I didn't think it made much sense. And it just kind of, after I saw it, after the credits were rolling, I was just like, okay. Like, I literally just stared at the screen, like, in bewilderment for, like, 5 minutes. I was that befuddled, I suppose, by that scene, and it just didn't sit well with me. And maybe, hey, maybe you like it. If you liked the ending of this movie, leave it down in the comments, you know? Want to hear your opinions. But, personally, even though I wasn't a huge fan of how they executed the ending, I personally still love this movie, and would highly recommend it for any John Wick or action film fans. Go out and see it. It is an excellent action film, and you will get a ton of fun and enjoyment out of it. I would rate this film an 8.5 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Maybe that's too nice. I don't know, but you know me. I love action movies. I have a whole series based around kung fu movies, which are basically just Chinese action movies. So, yeah, I love action. Not as good as horror, though. Nothing will top horror in my mind. But, yeah. Go out and see this movie. Watch it. Amazing movie. But, yeah. I think I've said all I need to say. I think I've said my piece. So guys, if you like this video, share with friends, subscribe, turn notifications on. Comment down below how much you liked it. And as always, you thought I was going to end the video there, you silly goober. But what I really meant to say was, if you guys hated this video, unsubscribe, dislike, hate me in the comments. Signing off. Signing off. Running Time HD out. Signing off.